Welcome back to the show, everyone. As you probably know, the Killer Klowns from Outer Space video game just came out, and it looks fun. But I gotta be honest, I'm not really into those asymmetrical video games all that much, because one, I always get bored after a couple games, because they're always the same thing, and two, I suck ass at them. When I'm the killer, people beat the crap out of me, and everybody easily escapes. And when I'm the victim, I just run around like a headless chicken, and then I immediately die. Just not my thing. But it did give me a good reason to talk about one of my favorite B-movies of all time.
Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
That's right, the cult classic 1988 horror comedy with our favorite alien clowns. This was made by the Kyoto brothers, who were known as special effects artists. They worked on a lot of things you probably know about, but this time they wanted to do something different. They wanted to make a monster movie.
You know, we wanted to make a monster movie.
So they did, with a ridiculously small budget of less than $2 million, and the movie came out, and it apparently made $350 at the box office? Is this... Are you kidding me? Is this for real? But of course, you and I both know Killer Klowns became a huge cult classic. I mean, there's merch of it everywhere at Spirit Halloween every year. We see them at Halloween Horror Nights. Hell, they even made a pretty big video game about it. So, safe to say the movie experienced a resurgence and found a second life. And boy, am I glad it did. Killer Klowns from Outer Space means quite a lot to me. It's an important movie for me. And so, if you don't mind, I thought we could have a little story time. You know, expand the horror culture lore, if you will. And if you don't care, then just go to whatever timestamp and skip right to the review. Don't worry, I won't take it personal. Alright, so many years ago, I decided to go to film school. That's right, I liked movies, so I thought, why not try to make them?
That makes sense.
So there I was in a big city full of hopes and dreams.
I'm gonna make it.
And I hated it. The program director was really mean, and he would embarrass students in front of the whole class because their shots were out of focus when we were watching our dailies. A lot of people in the class had inflated egos. I didn't vibe with it all that much, and I slowly kind of fell out of love with making movies.
I don't want it anymore.
And when we weren't making movies, we'd be watching movies. And granted, there was some pretty great stuff in there, but there's only so much 1960s new wave French films I can take before I lose my goddamn mind. Therefore, watching movies sort of became a chore, and slowly but surely, I fell out of love with that too. Add to that, you know, being homesick. Yeah, I wasn't having the greatest time, but you know what? There is one thing that helped me get through it all. One thing that would always make me feel better. And that was watching horror movies. I'm not even close to kidding. The Freddys and the Jasons and the Evil Deads. Granted, some of these films aren't Oscar worthy, but goddammit, they were fun. And it's around that time that I really started getting into B-movies. It's like the more pretentious movies were at school, the schlockier I wanted them to be at home. I started watching stuff on Shudder. I watched some movies I heard about on the last drive-in. And yes, one of the very first movies I remember watching during that strange period in my life was Killer Klowns from Outer Space. I knew nothing about it other than it looked really fun. And I vividly remember that film just immediately bringing me to that happy place, and I was just finally having a good time.
Happy place.
In fact, I loved the movie so much that it made me want to talk about it on YouTube, which led me to create a sort of proto-horror culture YouTube channel, which you'll never find because it's way too fucking cringe. But the very first video I made on that channel was a review of Killer Klowns from Outer Space. And so yes, this is a rather nostalgic movie for me, and I guess the lesson here is watching horror movies really is good for your health. So that was the story. Did you like it? Oh well, let's keep going.
Okay.
Alright, enough about me, let's actually talk about the movie, which opens with a delightful theme song from the Dickies. Why isn't this a thing anymore? I miss movie theme songs. I mean, Dream Warriors? And then this?
The Killer Klowns from Outer Space.
Woo! That was the good shit. Anyways, it's a typical Friday night in this small town where 30-year-old teenagers are drinking booze, making out, and flying saucers are up in the sky. The usual. Right off the bat, it's fairly obvious that this movie homages/parodies the 1950s drive-in movies, where they kept making cheap sci-fi flying saucer movies. Yeah, they loved those flying saucer films, didn't they? In fact, the opening is almost beat for beat the opening of The Blob, except instead of a blob, this flying saucer turns out to be a circus tent. Well, I'll be hornswoggled.
I'll be hornswoggled.
You bet your ass this redneck's gonna check it out.
I love the circus.
It looks fun. I don't see what could go wrong. Holy shit! Well, at least it can't get much worse than this. Oh my god, there's a horrifying clown. Yeah, turns out there were scary monsters in that tent. Some could even call them killer clowns from outer space. Why did I slightly sound like Nick Cage there? I'm not sure.
Hi, I'm Nicolas Cage.
They're killer clowns from outer space. K-I-L-L-E-R. Anyways, I love how this man's dog just died, and then he got electrocuted nearly half to death. But then the moment he sees a creepy ass clown, he just starts smiling like a little toddler. Hey buddy, get out of there. Anyways, great opening. The thing about this movie is it works really well as a 1950s sci-fi drive-in movie kind of thing, but watching it today, it's also very obviously an 80s movie. It's kind of like a two-layer cake of nostalgia, and I just eat it all up. Alright, let's talk about the characters. First, there's these lovebirds, Mike and Debbie. There's Mike's friends, the Terenzi brothers. And there's also this cop, Dave, who used to date Debbie. So, you know, we got a little love triangle situation here.
You are not my boyfriend anymore, alright?
And then, of course, there's Officer Mooney, the crazy psycho police officer.
I got him boozing it up in the park. And it's scum like you that are killing this town.
Well, I heard these kids were drinking in the park. I'll fucking kill them! I'll kill them!
Stupid kids and the pranks. And shoot them all.
While talking to himself, this cop just casually mentions that he'd love for every kid to be dead. Boy, this guy would love Halloween 3, wouldn't he? Now, are those the most well-developed, well-written characters with excellent acting? No.
I don't believe in UFOs.
But there is a certain charm to them, whether it's intentional or not. The weird line delivery and really cheesy dialogue just makes it all more entertaining. I love these guys.
Those guys, man. What the hell are they doing here?
Especially Mike. Mike is great. His weird acting, his eyebrows, the way he jumps on cars looking like a monkey taking a shit. Are you okay, dude? Yeah, what do you want?
That way.
What? Back to the movie. Debbie and Mike end their making out session on their yellow inflatable boat to investigate the mysterious flying saucer crash, and of course find the circus tent instead. That's when Mike takes a monkey shit. But more importantly, that's when the real good stuff begins.
Guys, this place great or what?
Yeah.
It looks like it was decorated by Clowns R Us.
Oh. Good one. As they get inside the tent spaceship, the 1950s sci-fi homages continue with the gorgeous matte paintings and even the score. And then there's my favorite set of the movie with the cotton candy cocoons hanging and the little popcorn blips. It's fun. And while this whole thing seems a little scary, at least it's tasty as well. Cotton candy, yummy. Yeah, never mind, get out of there. So like I said, Debbie's ex, Dave, shows up.
Dave!
So they seek his help since he's a cop. They warn him that people have been killed and are wrapped up inside cotton candy cocoons. Yes, cocoons.
Cocoons! Cocoons. Yes, cocoons!
Cocoons!
Cocoons. Yes, cocoons. Yes, cocoons. Cocoons. Cocoons.
Cocoons!
Cocoons. Cocoons. Cocoons.
And from then on, the plot is very, very thin. And I don't mean that as a negative. On the contrary, sometimes simple is better. So Mike and Dave team up and investigate what's going on. Debbie takes a hot, steamy shower. The Terenzi brothers are just goofing around, trying to sell ice cream.
Ice cream. Ice cream.
But essentially, the whole second act is all about the clowns. It's all about them invading the town, messing with people, and killing them in the most fun, creative, and entertaining way you could possibly imagine. And this really is the reason why Killer Klowns from Outer Space is such a great movie, why everybody loves it. Despite the small budget, the iffy acting,
I don't believe in UFOs.
The PG-13 rating. There's one thing they absolutely nailed, and that's the clowns. The killer clowns actually act like clowns. It seems so simple, and yet you don't see that too often. Now, of course, clowns have always been associated with horror because fucking look at them. And although there's plenty of scary clown movies, they don't tend to do a lot of clown stuff. They'll usually either be scary monsters, or it'll be a slasher film where the killer is dressed as a clown. And although I enjoy many of those films, again, the killers don't really do a lot of clown stuff. A red balloon and a party horn. That's about it. There's exceptions, of course, but my point is, killer clowns from outer space wouldn't work if the bad guys weren't clowns. The whole plot revolves around them being clowns and doing clown stuff. Take a shot every time I say the word clown, by the way. That's why they work so well and why there's so many iconic scenes. The kills, the sets, the characters, it's all related to clown stuff. We got it all. Circus tent, cotton candy corpses, popcorn monsters, balloons, sentient balloon animals, puppet shows, shadow play, party horns, clown car, acid pies. I'll go ahead and say it. They're my favorite killer clowns out of all of them. Sorry, boys. Anyways, the chaos continues. The clowns show up to people's doorsteps. They wreck a convenience store. One of them rides an invisible bike.
Jesus! Oh no! Oh no!
Why not at this point? These guys here get eaten by a shadow monster.
Holy shit!
Bye, Grandma. At one point, this clown Jumbo lures this little girl out of a fast food so he can whack-a-mole her, which is pretty dark. I mean, wait, you left a pickle. Come back for the pickle.
Back here, young lady. You're not going anywhere till you finish your food.
Oh, thank God. And after that, we get to everyone's favorite scene of the movie, myself included, the scene with Shorty and the bikers. It's iconic. I mean, this is this movie's welcome to prime time scene. It's a classic. So Shorty shows up on his clown mobile, but this mean biker breaks it, which is really sad. And then the rest is history.
What are you gonna do?
Knock my block off.
The whole scene is great, but I especially love how this guy here just saw a clown decapitate his friend with a single punch, and he simply goes, "Damn!" Like that's all you got? Shorty is my favorite clown, by the way. No competition here. Look at his little ears moving. It's so cute. Now, the clowns are bad guys, of course, but don't forget who the actual antagonist of the movie is. Fucking Psycho Cop Mooney. I wonder how he's doing.
Shoot them all.
Oh, right. Well, thank God somebody's here to shut him up, and that's Jumbo, who shows up to squirt on his face, and then he messes with him a little. But the fun thing here is that instead of just dying, Mooney gets turned into a creepy puppet.
Don't worry, Dave. All we want to do is kill you.
That's pretty cool. Now at this point, the town's pretty much done for. Everybody's been turned into cocoons or little popcorns. And again, although this film definitely falls into the realm of B-movies, I'm genuinely impressed by how effectively it conveys the feeling that the whole town has gone to hell. Everybody's calling the police station asking for help.
What?
The clowns are everywhere. It's chaotic. I remember this great shot of the street where it looks like the whole neighborhood has been completely overrun. Like, it feels like a real threat. You believe this is an actual invasion. Meanwhile, Debbie's still in the shower. How long has it been? Jesus. And no surprise here, this is another scene that I love. No, not because I'm a pervert, but because it gives us the classic popcorn monsters. Yeah, these little things are hiding in the laundry basket and even the toilet. Damn, eating ass has a whole new meaning now. Great stuff, but oh no, Debbie's surrounded. She too will get turned into a horrifying cocoon. Oh wait, no, she just gets trapped inside a yellow ball. Why? Because she's the final girl, that's why. It's stupid, but I don't care. And just like that, we're nearly done with this, as we've arrived to the bombastic final act. Everybody groups up and goes to the carnival to save Debbie, who's still hanging out inside that stupid yellow ball. And then this poor security agent shows up and, listen, this man just wants to eat his damn sandwich. Yeah, that's good sandwich. But the clowns take care of the dessert.
What are you gonna do with those pies, boys?
Yeah, they pie him up real good. And while this whole thing seems a little scary, at least it's tasty as well. Oh god, they turned him into a Halloween store skeleton. Spooky. Now call me crazy, but I kind of like to live in that spaceship. There's fun little buttons, there's a ball pit, there's sexy killer clown ladies with big boobs.
Big boobs.
Yes, please. That's what I mean when I say this movie brings me to that special happy place, because it's so whimsical and fun. I mean, sure, people are being horribly murdered, but that's even better. And now, just when you thought this movie couldn't surprise you anymore, yeah, we get a Clownzilla.
Godzilla.
No, it's Clownzilla, dummy. And this is where the movie could have fallen right on its face. I mean, remember the giant spider in It? That's like the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Yeah, but no, Clownzilla holds up surprisingly well. They did a great job with what they had. Alright, bye-bye Terenzi brothers. No more ice cream for you. And now, just as everything seems doomed, Dave has a plan. Distract Clownzilla while Mike and Debbie escape. Although they take so goddamn long talking about it that they probably could have all escaped already.
No, Dave, don't!
Come on, guys. Guys, come on, we gotta stop talking. Let's start moving. Oh, well, never mind. Dave stays behind, and he's about to die, but then he's able to defeat Clownzilla at the very end by popping his nose. Boop! Ah, well, I guess he'll be fine after all. Oh, rip Dave. Ah, I'm just kidding. Everybody's alive for some fucking reason. Yeah, I guess the only one thing I don't love about this movie is the ending. Dave and the two brothers survived with barely even a scratch, even though we saw them blow up and fall 500 feet from the air.
But I saw you guys get blown up in the ice cream truck.
Oh, that. Oh, we hid in the freezer with the ice cream.
Yeah.
The fuck? Anyways, then Mike starts laughing, and it's the most horrifying thing I've ever heard in my life. What the fuck? Alright, we end on a little cliffhanger, and that's it. The end. And that was Killer Klowns from Outer Space, one of my favorite B-movies of all time. For me, it's always been a three-way tie between this, Reanimator, and Night of the Creeps.
Thrill me.
All fantastic movies, and yes, I do mean it when I say this is a good film. I've seen Killer Klowns show up on so many funny bad movie lists, or just plain worst horror movies of all time lists, and although sure, it's corny, the acting isn't great.
I will never forget those horrible smiling faces as long as I live.
Some of the ADR is
Till you finish your food.
not great.
You, in the back.
You in the back. It's not winning an Oscar anytime soon, but I would never call this a bad movie. The Kyoto brothers wanted to make a fun horror comedy with murderous clowns, and that's exactly what we got. It's entertaining, it's creative, it's funny, it's a goddamn crowd pleaser. Are there funny bad moments in it? Yeah, a little.
I've never seen anything like this before. Have you?
No.
But the silly, corny stuff seems very intentional for the most part. Like they knew what they were doing with this.
Whoop the goddamn de do.
This is not The Room or, God forbid, a Neil Breen movie, but a really well-made B-movie that's entertaining from beginning to end. Once again, the clowns are great, they really make the movie, they have plenty of memorable scenes, and they're just having fun being evil. Kinda like Gremlins. Hell, they even talk like them.
Bogo.
There's also this fish out of water angle with this, where the clowns are discovering how humans work, and it's just charming. To top this off, we got some wonderful matte paintings, animatronics, costume designs, props, sets, a killer theme song, and all of that for a very, very low budget. Killer Klowns proves that you can make some great stuff out of very little when you're passionate and talented, especially seeing how this is a PG-13 movie, yet it really didn't feel like it. I mean, sure, that head decapitation could have maybe used a little blood squirt, but otherwise, the kills are so fun and creative that they usually don't even need any gore, which is such a big contrast to those shitty new horror movies that have been coming out recently. You know, they're all PG and they're so bland and boring. Well, Killer Klowns proves that the rating is not an excuse for lame-ass kills. You can have fun and be creative with it. Talking to you, Taro. And that's about it. In the end, I might not be a famous filmmaker, but I'm happy and I love talking about horror movies, and that's all that matters. And so until next time, keep watching horror movies like Killer Klowns from Outer Space. It really is good for your health. Bye-bye. Who could this be?